crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
All right, here's the things I thought back in November of 2020 I thought would be the big price triggers. Some of them are, and some of them are shockingly, prescient in their accuracy about what I predicted to come true. Some of them haven't come true yet, so we're still waiting on them. But here's the future price triggers. This is part 3. Well, let's change over to part 3. Go to part 3, and then this is the beginning of part 3. Let's do it that way. Again, listen to part 1 and part 2 of this discussion on the future of Theta that I posted in November 2020. And it's just shocking that it was so long ago. Everything at Theta has changed for the better. And it was shockingly good back then, 3.5 years ago, and it's shockingly better now. And again, for those private road members, the reason I'm posting this on the public road, and it's been on the private road for 3.5 years, is that I am updating this report for the future. And that's going to be shocking again, once again. So this is the end of what has been posted on the private road at roadtoruta.com since December of 2020. And a lot of this has come true. Check it out. All right. Future price triggers. What's going to move the price? Come on, Bix. We know all these good things now. What's going to move the price? What are we looking for? I think these are the big triggers going forward. Just some of them. They haven't announced a roadmap in a while, but some of them are already there. Subsequent price movements may happen before or after the actual event, but all portend substantial long-term price support. Some of these things that, like, everybody's looking forward to the Coinbase edition. They might slam the price before it, slam it after, but in the long term, it'll tremendously support them. I think it will run and continue to run before, during, and after the Coinbase event. Okay, here we go. The first thing, this is going to happen, I think, this month. I've heard interviews from Theta, and that is smart contract rollout for the Theta blockchain. That's big. It's really big. It could be huge if there's any problems with Ethereum, because Ethereum and Theta they're programmed with the same language, so it's easy for Ethereum programmers to come over to Theta, and it's massively faster and cheaper. So that's coming out in December. This is something I heard them talking about on an interview. It's Theta Fuel staking or additional T-Fuel evaluation support. They were talking about, in order for the Theta system to work, Theta Fuel has to have some value. How can we increase the value proposition for Theta Fuel? One obvious thing is staking. You can lock up a lot of these Theta Fuel. Another thing is you can take out Binance, who has most of the Theta Fuel. But you can lock up Theta Fuel, have people lock it up in their wallet, and they'll earn probably more Theta Fuel for doing that. Something like that. But they had also other ideas. They have talked about burning Theta Fuel through the smart contract mechanism. There's all kinds of things, but I think by the end of this year or the beginning of next year, we're going to see Theta coming out with some. I don't know if they'll come out with it or they'll just put it out in beta like they tend to do. And this is the big one we're looking for, either the end of this year or the beginning of next year. Nobody really knows when. Coinbase already announced it. They didn't announce Theta Fuel, though, I don't think. But they announced that they're adding Theta to Coinbase. If you're a Road-Ruta member, I on the Theta page, I've shown you how to get Theta and Theta Fuel. But I don't think I told you how to get Theta Fuel. Yeah, you can get it through Caleb and Brown. But this will open up Theta visibly to everybody on Coinbase, which is huge, which is gigantic. And as Theta rolls out more and more things, it's going to be coming more and more into the media that this is a solution to a huge problem with the internet. And we all know that they they closed out or they removed one of their validator nodes, 32 million Theta, and said they were going to use it mainly for marketing. I think they gave some to Coinbase because Coinbase wouldn't have the tokens to put them on if they didn't. But there's a mass marketing push scheduled for 2020 for Theta Labs. Can you just imagine, as the cryptos are going crazy, as Bitcoin's up, running up to 100,000 next year, you got mainstream media, you've got the celebrities talking about earning Theta just by running an app, or Theta Fuel just by running an app. That's what's going to happen, and I think that's going to be huge. I think it's a great move by Theta Labs, and it's going to be a huge push for the visibility. And then Samsung's Theta rollout. I mean, they kind of announced it, but by starting a validator node, and then they took their name off the validator node, and I don't know if they're running a validator node. It was kind of premature, they're thinking, is what I heard from Theta. But at the same time, they understand how important it is. And I think sometime in 2021, probably already 2021, they're going to say they're going to roll it out on all their devices that can take it, which is like computers and cell phones and TVs and you name it. So keep an eye out for that. And these are big things, and these are price triggers that will really get people with eyes on Theta. And at that point in time, nobody wants to sell. That's why the price moves up so fast. And again, 2021, they're going to look to have many more partnerships, not just Samsung. There's already partners with Sony and a lot of the big guys in Amazon, but they're going to be more and more partnerships, more and more people, more and more visibility towards Theta. And then somewhere in 2021, I believe you're going to see YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, some of the big platforms begin purchasing bandwidth because it's going to become so expensive, and it's going to be slow down their operations so much. They're going to be buying Theta Fuel to get on the Theta network. That's my take. And if that is announced, imagine how big that would be for this little tiny crypto Theta. And then mainstream mass adoption. Once all this stuff happens, everybody's going to be talking about it. And everybody who has a computer is going to be downloading the node cacher and sharing their bandwidth to earn Theta Fuel.
All right. So that's where it ended for the private road. Again, this was published in December of 2020, and I look at these price triggers. Some of this stuff has, as you know, this was done when I think I said it was 60 or 70 cents. And then the price went up to $15 and then got slammed down with all the cryptos. Got down to 50 cents, I think, and then went up to $3.50 and now is hovering around $2.70 or something like that. So clearly they did roll out smart contracts that work beautifully, perfectly, and they've done so much with the smart contracts. Yes, Ethereum has been struggling lately for various different reasons. I am not convinced that Ethereum will be the smart contract platform for the future. Nor do I think Solana. I am more convinced now than ever that even though Theta Labs says, hey, we're not trying to compete there, it's faster, easier, and cheaper to do smart contracts on Theta than Ethereum or anywhere else, I would venture to say. And the functionality of everything else, patented technology, is going to come into play. So definitely keep an eye on smart contract rollouts. I think NFTs are going to be gigantic. They already are gigantic on Theta. A lot of things they didn't talk about. It was me. I was talking about it. For price triggers that have happened already. NFTs have been rolled out. Theta subchains. That's going to be massive. You know, that number 7 there, YouTube, Netflix, Amazon. Not only will they be buying bandwidth, they will be able to create a YouTube token, a Netflix token, an Amazon token as a subchain on the Theta blockchain, and it would be out of their own control. To have a token, you have to have it decentralized in some way. Amazon can't be in charge of the Amazon blockchain. Someone else has to approve those transactions, and that's exactly what Theta and the Guardian nodes and the validators do. They are the governance token of the Theta ecosystem. And that governance model of validators make it fast, and those are the big guys like Google and Samsung and Theta Labs and Binance and all that. They make it fast, but the Guardian nodes are the ones that keep them in line. They're the governance part of it, so they can't lie, cheat, and steal. So it's an amazing blockchain, ultra fast, and as T-Fuel is ultra cheap right now to do a transaction, and I've been doing, when I was loading those Veritasium wallets, when I was giving away Veritasium, it was costing me $5-6 just to do a single transaction on Ethereum. So, all the different things about Ethereum that are kind of falling apart right now have been solved already on Theta. So, we'll find out. But yeah, in the edge nodes have come on since. There's so much that has changed in Theta, and the biggest thing now they're coming out with May 1st is the beta of the iStorage, iCloud, sharing other parts of a computer, sharing the hard drives, sharing the processing power. This is all for AI. AI won't work without massive expansion of broadband, massive expansion of hardware storage ability. iCloud ain't going to cut it. And Google knows that and is working closely with Theta to make an edge cloud. And that's what's coming out. The beta is coming out May 1st and will be implemented next year. So I'd take all the 2021s and put them to 2025s if I was going to redo this. But I'm not redoing this. These are predictions I made 3.5 years ago. And I think the people who were on the road to Ruta and invested in Theta are very happy and continue to be happy. Those who have held on and will continue to hold on. And I know a lot of people buying right now, new people who said, oh my God, I didn't know what it was. And then I watched a couple videos and I heard them speak and I'm like, oh my God, this is gigantic. This is not even, I wouldn't even call it Web 2.0 now. I'd call it Web 3.0 or even Web 4.0. The sharing community of the World Wide Web, the potential is limitless as far as you won't need to buy new servers. You won't need to buy new processors to handle AI. You can just share them using the Theta technology, and that's exactly what the world is just waking up to. It's going to be a massive year this year, no matter what the other cryptos do. Yes, the SEC and the U.S. government will try to slam Bitcoin again. They've done it many times in the past. It's all been the Fed and the Working Group on Financial Markets either taking out Mt. Gox. They were behind that, using the Mt. Gox Bitcoin to sell into the market to crush it again in like 2018-19 timeframe when we had that crash. And then they have just mobilized more Bitcoin to sell on Coinbase. This came from, I think, from the Silk Road confiscation. The U.S. government is very anti-crypto because they are trying to hang on to the world reserve currency status of the fiat money system while at the same time they're destroying it. So yes, now is the time to get your alternative assets, alternative forms of money. Yeah, those are great. Truthfully, I like Bitcoin Cash better than I like Bitcoin. Bitcoin core developers said, we don't want it to be useful. We want to lock it up. I think the Lightning Network is in violation of Reggie Middleton's patent, so it's going to have problems there. It's got problems anyway. Bitcoin Cash, probably the better idea, and I think China is willing and able to go with Bitcoin Cash. And then you do have Reggie Middleton's patent that will get thrown into the mix. It does not cover the Bitcoin blockchain. It does not cover the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. It doesn't cover the Dogecoin blockchain. It doesn't, I don't think it covers the Theta blockchain, but the Theta processes and edge nodes and all that stuff, Reggie could have an argument on that. So I don't think anybody is fully immune from the Reggie Middleton patent, depending on how it works out in court. Currently, he's in court with Coinbase, and it's kind of on pause. I don't know why it's on pause. That's why you do need a little bit of Veritasium just as an insurance policy. But I do think all this stuff that Theta has been doing, is trying to do, will absolutely catapult the price of Theta for all the reasons I've laid out in this 3-part series. And I will be working on and then posting on the private road on the Theta page. We have a Theta page, teaches you how to buy, store, and stake Theta. I will be posting my new analysis, probably I'd say for the next 3 to 5 years, in the next few weeks. So go to roadtoroot.com, join the private road, and get your analysis. At least my take. Clearly, this one, written 3.5 years ago, was pretty close to accurate. And yeah, I'm patting myself on the back. But hey, when you get it right, you got to do that every once in a while, right? Hang on to your Theta. Get more if you can. I think 2024, as the chaos hits, it's going to be all over the place pricing. The key is, though, when the banks collapse, you're not going to be able to get any. The exchanges will shut down, and that's going to be scary for some people, and other people who know what has been coming, know what's planned for the future. They're going to do really well on their physical silver in their own possession, and the cryptos in their own possession are going to be held for the future. And once the system comes back up running again, we figure out what we're going to do for a new monetary system, everything is going to roll out very well, I think, for Theta, to save the future. This is Bix Weir. Again, go to roadtoroota.com, click on subscribe today for the private road, or you can even go into the public road. It's all free, but just put your name and email address in on the left. Go Theta, and I'm going to finish this with my Theta Girl song. Wrote this about the same time I wrote this analysis. So enjoy. I'll talk to you later.